This is review number 7, and there's a whole ton of cool stuff for you to see in this video. Thank you to everyone who has sent stuff in. I am so appreciative of all the packages I've received. I love that you guys actually take out the time to send things to me, and for those of you, this is a serious thing, for those of you who do not know what a review is, please listen. In this video, I'm telling people things I like about their objects and things that they can improve upon to make them better. And if you would like to be in an upcoming gifts or review video, then please check out my P.O. Box video, and my mailing information is in the down bar. That being said, let's get to all these awesome items. First up is Carrie, or Creative Clay. I totally just sounded like your intro there. And there's her kitten, and there's a cupcake. I personally recommend her channel. We're going to open these up in a second and get to the review. But I'd just like to say that I think this girl is really creative and really fun. Her videos are actually entertaining to watch. So definitely go check out her channel and subscribe to her if you're interested in polymer clay, because that's what she has on her channel. Here's all the charms that she sent, and this cute ladybug on a flower sticker. She didn't mention this in her letter, but she does have a Weebly where she sells items, so go ahead and check that out if you're interested in buying anything. Also, before I start, I just want to say that all of your eye pins are in here nicely. First is this little Starbucks coffee charm. I really like the detailing of the little chocolate chips at the top and the swirl. My only tip is just an opinion, and it would be to put glaze over the logo as well as underneath it, just to help it stay on better. And in the rare instance of it getting wet, then the printer ink wouldn't smear if you have a clear varnish over it. Next up is this teddy bear. I love this because its arms and legs move. They're dangly. The first tip is a glazing tip, and I'm sure this doesn't happen often, but I just want to let you know to pay extra attention when you're glazing. You should wait to put the jump ring on until after you glaze, because this one's stuck to its head, the poor guy, but I'll try to get it off. I don't know. And the second tip is just to try to get the pieces of clay to be more of a similar shape and size. I'm just talking about the legs in this instance, but yeah, he's adorbs. Next up is this Dino Love charm, and she got this from one of my tutorials, and there's its little face. The only tip is just for that piece of fuzz right there on its nose. You obviously cannot stop all dust from getting on your charms, but if there's a particularly kind of long or big piece, try and get that off before the glaze dries or before you bake or whatever. Here's the banana split. This one's really cute, and the only opinion would be to maybe make the ends of the bananas more pointed. Here's a kawaii taco, and I really like how you did the ingredients inside, and I love the sparkly puffy paint for the sauce. Oops. Oh, shoot. Here's a little elegant cake, and it has swirly frosting around the top, and then there's a slice that's cut out of it. I really like the texture on the cake part inside. Here is a swirly cupcake, and this is really cute. The only tip for this one is just with that little piece of frosting, try to blend it up more with the rest of the frosting, otherwise it's nice. Here we have some mint truffle earrings. I like the bite mark effect. And there they are together. Finally is this super cute little robot, and he does sit, but hold on. Yeah, there you go. You sit down. That's cute of you. Ah! Okay, see how cute he is? He sits down, and look how tiny that is compared to the cupcake and compared to this giant bear here. See, there's his legs. Carrie, thank you so much for these charms, and I hope my tips were helpful to you. Definitely keep doing what you're doing. I love your channel. Next are items from the Crafty Girl 1000, who is Sarah. The loveliest name in the world, if I may say. First of all is this pretty bracelet. It's kind of like my ribbon and pearl bracelet, except it has these pony beads, and then you have to tie and untie the ribbon to take it on and off. I really like this magenta ribbon, and I think it's constructed well. I would try this on, but it's one of those things where you need someone's help to put it on, but I'm guessing it's going to look super cute. I think these are sparkly sugar cookie polymer clay charms. These first three, the eye pins are in really nicely, and this one, it's definitely in there secure, but just try to be careful about how much of the loop you put in, because you might have a really hard time getting a jump ring in there. The glitter on these is staying on really nice. The only tip I have for these is just to smooth out the base of them so there's not this little ledge at the bottom. Just kind of like see on this one too. Just smooth that out. Thank you so much, Sarah, for sending in these items. They're really adorable. Next up are these beautiful jewelry pieces from Nicole. Also, she sent me some stationery, which is really pretty Lisa Frank, and there's an envelope to go with it. Here's her business card. I think it's really elegant and it has a really pretty design and color. First is this pair of earrings with key charms, and I think keys are really elegant. I love little key charms. They're so cool. The next pieces of jewelry all feature light turquoise blue beads, and that's my favorite color. Look how pretty they are. This is just a pair of dangle earrings. This is also a pair of dangle earrings in another style. In my opinion, this type of clasp is the best one that you can use for a necklace, so I love that. The jump rings are nicely attached on everything, and the chain is really durable, not going to break. Everything's joined well. And then just look how gorgeous that dangles at the bottom. I think the necklace would look absolutely gorgeous with the dress, so thank you so much for sending it to me. I'm definitely going to wear it. And the earrings too. I know you mentioned something about piercings. I actually got a double in my ear, so I will be wearing more earrings hopefully. I don't really know what to tell you to improve on because everything seems to be well connected, so I think your shop is off to a great start. Everyone check out Nicole's shop if you want to buy some really pretty and nice quality jewelry. And again, Nicole, thank you so much for sending these items. Next up are these items from Monique. And this package looked much better before I opened it, but I just wanted to show you how pretty the packaging is, or was. Monique's little craft business is called Goosey Felting, which is a super cute name, and I love the business cards. And as you can see, she's mainly a felt shop, which definitely goes with her name. That background that they're on is the letter that she wrote to me, so the feathers are pretty goosey. Here's a little world with a heart, and it's a keychain. A little ribbon to attach the keyring to it is nice and secure inside the felt. This felt creation with this cute little bow is attached to this headband. Here's the back of it. There's no problems with it falling off or anything. This cactus and whale are magnets. I accidentally just got a sequin off of there. I think that was just a little fluke that this one came off because the other ones seemed to be on really nicely. I was just like kind of going like that and this one fell off. The magnet seems to be on really well. There is this little gap, so maybe you could just put another drop of glue like right there so it doesn't do that. Here's this little cactus. I like the button flower. That's really cute. This one has this magnet backing and the glue seems to be holding well. Next are a couple of clips. There's this mushroom and a little bouquet of flowers, and I really like the way that you made these. They're really pretty. And then here's the clip on the back of it. This is especially adorable because of the bow. I'm partial to bows. Then we have this little case, and you could use it for a cell phone or even to put money in, a little camera, anything. It's a little popsicle. It has sequins on the front. My tip for this is to not have a raw edge at the top. It might hold up better if you put a little seam at the top and sew it around or glue it around, whatever you want. Most of your sequins are on well. I'm kind of a little worried about this one, but maybe just try to put a little extra glue under them. And then we have these polymer clay rose earrings. They're glued to these stud backings and they're on this paper. These are adorable and nicely constructed. One more little suggestion that you don't have to follow at all if you don't want to. Maybe switch up the eyes on some of yours just to give a little bit more variety. Maybe different sizes and colors and styles. Overall, your items are really adorable and really creative. So thank you, Monique, so much for these items, and go ahead, you guys watching, and check out her shop, which is Goosey Felting. Next up are these items from Kristina. On this table are a bunch of polymer clay charms. Before I do a close-up of any of them, I'd just like to say that all of the eye pins and jump rings and stuff are nice and securely attached. Kristina's items came in this giant package. I'm going to show you the review items first and then all of the cool extras that she sent. I'd like to start off by saying that Kristina works at a nail salon, so as you can see, she's really good with the painted detailing. Here's a Sanrio character, some flowers, this really pretty flower. This is like a marbleized one that's really cool, and I love glitter. This one's gorgeous, and that one has micro marbles inside somehow. Another really pretty design. Yeah, this flower. This must be the crackle nail polish. And then this really pretty kind of zebra effect heart. And then she signed the back of them. Basically just try to keep the sides of these pendants a little bit more clean. It's really hard to keep white clay clean, so maybe you could do a little marbleized thing and put some like black glitter in your clay or something, and then you wouldn't even be able to tell as much if you accidentally go off with the paint. Next are some cell phone charms. Here's a little clutch or handbag. Here's another little clutch or handbag, and this one is folded on the side. Then there's this sheet of notebook paper attached to the cell phone charm. These look like either little bags of frosting or maybe there's some type of nail polish technique that you use with these little bags. Either way, they're really cute. I'm thinking frosting because there's this little frosting dollop or whipped cream dollop. Here's a strawberry with a little mug and another dollop. This charm is a juice box and this little tea or drink and a little whipped cream dollop. Over here is a ball of clay attached to this whipped cream or frosting. This one's a swirl and a little swirl of candy, and then this mug with a face on it. Here's a cute little robot character, and then this one has little dangly feet. I really like that idea. That's so cool. So this one is candy swirl and like colorful chocolate chips. There's a pair of earrings, and it's a postage stamp and an envelope. Okay, so tips for all these other charms I just showed. One of my tips is to smooth out the clay a little more. If you have little tiny indents or marks or whatever, just smooth it out, but that's not that hard to fix. With the smoothing out, here's a couple that could be. Here's some extra cell phone straps and a few right here. Next we have the extras. Here's a bag of pedicure stuff. There's sea salt, foot scrub, and foot mask. I haven't tried out these or the nail polishes yet. Here's all these pretty colors of nail polish. Here's a pumice sponge, a bunch of emery boards for filing nails. Here's a few pretty rings, and all the diamonds are in different shapes and styles. I like that. Here's some hair comb clips, and they have bows and rhinestones, and I love both of those things, so those are really cute. These are deco beads, and I think these ones grow in water. Here's some bracelets that remind me of a mini belt. They're really cute and colorful. Star stickers, 2 packs of a ton of post-it notes. Oh, here's more of those clips, and I love bows. Here's some toenail separators for when you're painting your nails. Finally are all these rhinestone type things. They're just kind of clear crystals, and there's all different colors and shapes. These are so pretty. Kristina, thank you so much for this giant package. I was really excited to get it and open it up. I am definitely going to use these items, and I really appreciate how much time you spent to send these things, so thank you so much. Here we have some items from Natalie. She said her sister, who also has the sweetest name in the world, which is Sarah, sent me these things and this neato sweeto bag of beads. I love the little dragonfly beads in there. And some American Girl doll stickers. Natalie made these clay charms, and all of the eye pins are nice and secure in these charms. For the bow, I really love how you put another color in the middle. Here's a little swirl pendant with light blue seed beads. One of them did fall off, and make sure you push them in far enough. If you're ever worried, you could glaze over it, and that would help them stay in too. And then there's this pink mushroom with the silver base. My tip for this one is just to kind of work on the shape of the top and just make it a little more smooth. Here's a beaded pendant on wire. 2 tips here. I would use a little bit thicker of wire because this is a little bit bendy for a pendant, and also just go ahead and snip off that extra wire when you wrap it. Here's a really pretty ring. I love the beads you used on this, and I love the stitch, like the little circle pattern that it makes. And I really think I kind of love this necklace. No joke. I just tried it on. It's the perfect length. It's a little bit longer than a choker. It's just a nice, bold, chunky necklace, so it's going to be great to dress up a plain shirt. I can't wait to find an outfit to pair with this. As for the construction, I think it's really nice. The crimp beads are nicely closed, and the findings are on nicely, and this is my favorite clasp at the end, so I really love this necklace. I love the colors. Also, here is Natalie's YouTube name and her shop/website's name. So Natalie, nice job on the crafts, and thanks to you and Sarah for sending these awesome items. These items are from Sammi, and that's her YouTube username. First is this really cute card with all these puppy dogs, and the tummy rubs welcome one is my my favorite. That's so cute. Then there's some t-shirt iron-ons for baby lips, which I really love that lip product. She sent me some really awesome beads. Look how cool those are. They're little frogs and dragonflies or butterflies. Then hearts and these cool little things over here. And there's more in this box. Here's a random big button, a rubber band bracelet on this awesome heart paper clip, and then some extra paper clips that were holding the t-shirt iron-ons together. Now for the clay stuff, there's this magnet with an S on it. My tip for this is to try and get the magnet to be more flat on the back. So if you have to cut it in half and glue it on in 2 parts, that might be a better idea. Next is this donut, and I love the way you did the frosting, and I love the blue and orange sprinkles on there. For all the charms I'm going to show, the eye pins are in well, so you don't have to worry about that. I just work on smoothing out the sides and like just making sure there's not extra pieces of clay color on them. Then there's this awesome gift, and the tag on it says my name, so I love that idea. That's so creative. Again, just smooth out any little dents or whatever in the clay. Finally is this giant chibi, and I love how big it is. My tip for the hair is try not to add strands this far down because you want them to all come from the root just so it looks natural. And then this is just a really minor detail, but try and make the 2 sides like of the hair length be exactly the same or as close as you can get it. Thank you, Sammi, so much for sending these items to me. Here are some items from MrClayCreations, and his Etsy is also MrClayCreations. He made this Mickey Mouse lollipop. Here's a cake slice with some clay canes in the whipped cream dollop. Here's a little truffle or candy type thing with green filling. This tissue box is so adorable. I love it. And I've never seen a little bar of polymer clay out of clay, so that is so cool. He also sent me some stickers and some clay cane slices, which I love because I don't really have that many. For all of these clay charms, the eye pins are in there really well. Basically, the only tip is to just smooth out little cracks in the clay like that one, like in this one right here. Otherwise, everything's nicely constructed. And then my other tip is just for this bow, try to make both sides look about the same shape and then attach the middle. Alright, but like I said, nice job on the charms. Go ahead and check out his Etsy shop, and thank you so much for sending these items to me. Next are these items from Sadie, who is Peanut Rocks 54 on YouTube, and this paper that she sent is so adorable. Look at that, it's a little Irish Chihuahua, and she decorated her package with duct tape, and she sent her items in this pretty baggie. There's these orange post-it notes, and then this flip-flop little notebook, some candy wrappers, and then the stationery was clipped with this. The rest of them are polymer clay charms, and all of the eye pins are in well, except for this one, which came loose. She made a little mug of hot chocolate, and then this cherry, which I really love because the leaf is dangly. Then this Hershey Kiss, a little marshmallow, here's an egg, and a sushi. A couple of things I noticed: you want to keep your clay a little bit cleaner so you don't get other colors in with the color you're working with, and like just a little bit on this egg too, and especially with the white. Just be careful when you're using light colors like this marshmallow. And then when you're attaching things like the handle on this mug, try and smooth it out a little more. The same tip applies for this little leaf on the cherry. But I like the things you made, and I like the size of them because they're bigger than most of the things that I make, so that's really cool. And then the cute faces that you put on, I like those too. Also, her sister put in these pictures to send me, so those are really cool. So, Sadie and sister, thank you so much for sending these things to me. This package is from Paige, and as you can see, she put a lot of Lisa Frank stickers on the package. They're so cute, and I actually have a magnet that's like this hot air balloon one. She sent me some zodiac sign stickers, which are also Lisa Frank. My sign is Aquarius. I don't really follow, but I think she's the prettiest out of all of these, and I'm not just being biased. I think she's gorgeous on there. And I also like the Gemini twins. They're really cute. And to all the viewers, what is your zodiac sign and what's your favorite sticker on here? She also made vanilla scented bath salts, which smell really good. She gave me this pad of paper, which is while you were out reminders. Some temporary tattoos. There's a koi on there, and I have koi in my pond in my backyard. Here's a duct tape bookmark, and it says Sarah SoCraftastic on one side. And then clay wallets, Talented, Starburst, and Haul on the other. And here's this peace sign necklace, and it has a really long chain. She also glued beads onto some emery boards to file your nails, and she gave me these erasers, and this one's an ice cream cone. It's super cute. Then there's duct tape bows. This is a Hello Kitty one. It's super cute and really well constructed. And there's this bigger one with 2 different zebra prints. My tip for you on this is to make sure to wrap that tape all the way around, and then be sure that you're not seeing any of this white tape on the outside. So find a way to cover that up or cut it off. Finally are these 3 duct tape wallets. There's Hello Kitty, this kind of camo and orange one, and then this one, which is silver that says love with pink and leopard print. And then here's the inside with a couple of pockets. For these, the shapes on here, you want to make sure that you have them stuck on well because some of the edges are coming off. Also, try not to have raw edges because that will make it kind of sticky at the top. And then when you're sticking on tape, try to make it stick on a little straighter and not curved like that. The same on this Hello Kitty one, you want it to be straight. And again, just straight cuts when you're cutting right there. Paige, thank you so much for sending all of these awesome items. You also sent some pictures in another package, so I'll show those in a gift video. This package is from Paper Heart Charms, so I'm going to open you up. Okay, here's the ladder. This package, I believe, was sent to me before I made my business tips video, like selling tips video, because you asked about that, but I do have a video on how to like sell stuff and kind of get noticed. This is a review bag. And this extra charms and review. Oh my gosh. This is a little Lilo and Stitch doll, isn't it? I don't know its name because I haven't seen that movie in forever, but this is so cute. Oh my god, I love it. Oh, look how cute it is. Be on my shoulder parrot thing, but it won't stay. There we go, look. My little buddy. I call my cats my buddies all the time. I'm like, hey buddy. Hi, how you doing, bud? Here's some stationery. It's a Rilakkuma, the bear. Okay, I'm just going to untape this stuff and then I'll be back on cam. First are these Shrinky Dinks, and I don't think anyone sent me Shrinky Dinks, so this is really cool. There's Donald Duck, Hello Kitty, and then I have no clue who these little guys are, but probably kawaii things dressed up in little cute costumes. I think they all look really nice. I like the Donald the best. The only tip on this one is just trying to make your Shrinky Dink piece a little taller so you can poke the charm hole so it's not on the picture. The reason I like Donald the best is because I think you did a really nice job shading the hat and the eyes and the clothing. See, I just untaped them. I don't really know what's in them yet. Oh, this is cool. This is a peanut butter jelly sandwich charm, and the eye pins are nice. This is... what is that? Little pandas? Yeah, because I didn't see the front yet. So these are little panda bears in a clover, and then there's some rhinestones attached. And this is a resin charm. I haven't done resin yet, so I don't know, if there's any technicalities wrong with it, but I think it looks pretty nice. You are, okay, making sure I'm not dropping anything. I think this guy is a gelatin mold, and he goes all the way around like that. And I guess my tip on this one is just with the lines, like some of them aren't really indented at the top as much, so maybe if you just go back over that with your tool before you bake, then it would look a little more uniform. And obviously you don't want it to look exactly the same because food isn't like perfect. Oh my gosh, look. Look, look, look. This goes with this. It's Stitch. This is Stitch dressed up in a teddy bear costume, and it's so cute. I would just paint another coat of white or whatever like off-white color you use just to get rid of like a little bit of the colors from the other parts. And then make sure after that like you go over with black last because you want the nose to look like it's on top of the white paint. I think you did a nice job with the painting details because this is tiny. The majority of this looks like almost perfect, spot on, so you did a really nice job. Okay, look how cute this little girl is. She's in a donut, and see, she has a donut around her with sprinkles, and she has pink hair. She's so cute. Like, I love the way you constructed this. The only tip again would be just with the paint, just go over the white again with another coat just to try and get rid of that little black spot there. And maybe like a little bit more light pink to coat with paint here. Otherwise, look at, she's like a ballerina. I don't know, she's so cute. Oh, this is cool. It's some rainbow with a cloud and a lightning bolt, and if you turn it this way, it kind of looks like a snake. Oh, here's another one. Hold on. They're buddies. And this one's, see, they're just a little different. The eye pins are in nice on these. Here's a little cupcake or muffin, and the whole bottom part, the pink, is painted with white hearts. I really love how you're painting stuff on. Just be a little bit more careful painting the face on. Make sure that your paint underneath is dry so it doesn't get that little gray smudge. So 2 more for review, and then there's a couple extras. Oh my gosh, this is tiny. This is a little tiny apple. There's nice detailing on the leaves. The apple is a little bit marbleized just to give it a more realistic effect. And then is this cupcake. And something I think you should definitely keep is the way that you do like 2 different types of lines on the base. Like there's diagonal ones and subtle ones that go up and down. So I like that, and I like the swirl part and the colors that you used. Here's the extra bag, and there's a pair of earring hooks. There's this origami piece, and it's adorable because you pull a fortune out, and it says anything can be fixed with a positive attitude. And I definitely love this quote. I love inspirational quotes. I think the bread and the baguettes go in here. There's a little basket. It's totally cute, and they come out, and then it's just a separate thing. Finally is this kawaii peppermint candy and this Eat Me dessert, which is like Alice in Wonderland, and that is an awesome movie. The cartoon version is like the best. So, paper heart charms, thank you so much for everything. There's so many cute things in here, like everything is cute. Thank you for sending this stuff to me, and I hope my review was helpful to you. Again, a big thanks to all of you who sent items in. I'm so happy, and just it's so exciting to get things in the mail. And to anyone who's not subscribed to my channel, please do so on your way out. I do review videos every once in a while, but I mainly have craft tutorials and just some random videos, so I think you'll enjoy. Also, if you have an Instagram and or Twitter account, then please add me on those. And I sound like a game show host right now. What have we won? Anyway, so you guys have a great rest of the day, and I will see you soon. Bye. Bye. Can I wave before? Alright. You guys have a great rest of the day, and I will see you soon. Bye.